Hey everyone, I hope you enjoyed that setup and how-to for the game The Rival Networks. So let's go ahead and jump right into my afterthoughts of the game. First, I'm going to go ahead and address the, components in the box and everything in it. The components in the cards are fine. The cards are actually really nice, but the chit tokens are just okay. You guys know for me, I do enjoy wooden pieces or plastic pieces, something a little bit sturdier because punchboard I find often can fray and start to peel a little bit. With that aside, the box insert, or lack thereof, is a massive frustration for me. Reason being is because it's a card game primarily. So one, there are no extra baggies in the box. So when you're done, you can't organize, efficiently the stars versus the seasons versus the money versus the executives or versus the TV shows, none of that. So one, you got to go out and pick up your own baggies. Not a huge issue, but two, there isn't even an insert with areas to store the cards. So by default, what do they expect us to just throw it in the box and put caution into the wind? Anyway, that aside, that's I guess a gripe unto itself. So the game, why I really enjoyed playing this one is because, first of all, there are really three ways that you can tackle this game, which I thought was pretty cool. You've got what they call intern, then you got the normal, and then you got the executive level. The intern kind of scales it back a little bit in terms of play. Normal gives you that sort of core setup, and then the executives introduces this, I guess what I'll akin to corporations in terraforming Mars. So each player has their own executive. That way they can have a special power or ability that they can leverage, whenever the card says, usually once per season. So that, I guess, I don't even want to call it an expert play, but that to me is how you should play the game. In all the playthroughs, I definitely enjoyed playing with the executives better. It sort of just added this extra mechanic. And there's enough executive cards to provide variety between the players because you're dealing two, choosing one. So really good. But on that note of variety, one of my, drawbacks for the game ultimately was I didn't feel that there was enough TV shows or even variety thereof. So I would have liked to have seen more cards of different styles or different varieties. Now, I understand that there's just 6 genres to choose from in the TV shows, but again, just a wider variety would have been nicer. Same with the awards, because that's the element, that award element in each of the 3 seasons is really what's going to give the variation between the gameplays and the playthroughs. So there should have been more awards because, again, you're shuffling 3 or 4 awards for each season. I forget exactly how many, and then randomly picking one. So more of those would have really helped out with continued replayability. But that aside, I think that there's still actually going to be a lot of good replayability for me because the core mechanics were really solid. The gameplay really tight and buttoned up and easy enough to get through. There were some small issues with verbiage on the cards that I guess I did have to go to BGG, but the designer was nice enough to answer the questions that were being asked of the game, so that was super helpful. So if you have questions, at least there are the same questions being asked and answered online for you guys. Why should you add this game to your collection? Well, you love a 2-player optimized game like me. So if you enjoy those style games, 7 Wonders, Duel, Targi, anything that is geared towards 2 players specifically, Rival Networks I would definitely recommend because this I will 100% keep in my rotation of that sort of, dual game for 2 players. Another reason to add it to your collection is because the artwork is so damn fun. I am a huge fan of this, and much like the networks, when I was just browsing a game store, before I even knew what the game was or what it was about, as I was walking across the wall, it jumped out at me and it kind of grabbed me, and I was like, oh, what's this game? So same with the Rival Networks, you know, it's got that fun art style, and the TV shows and the names and the play on just everything is really well done. A reason you may not want to add this to your collection, though, is for reasons that I've sort of described before, which is the replayability and variety may not be that great. Now, I've got to get a bunch more playthroughs, obviously, to decide that, but overall, like I said, I think more awards would have gone a long way for this one. But otherwise, a really solid two-player game. So those are my thoughts on this one, guys. If you've played the game or if you have any questions about it, please leave a comment down below. I'm happy to answer it the best way that I can. If you've enjoyed the content and you if you want to continue to show your support, I do appreciate that. Please feel free to leave a like and subscribe. As always, until next time, thanks so much for watching.